the fire is high, smoke in my lungs and a blood-red sky. I got dirt on my hands, a storm in my chest. You ran too far, but I won't rest. I'm coming for you. Don't you know? Feel the thunder, hear it roll. I'm coming for you. Heart of coal, you can't hide, you can't go. Chains in the water, they rattle and sing. The ghosts of the delta, they gave me this sting. Every step I take, the ground it moans. I'm the howl in the dark, the crack in the bone. I'm coming for you. Don't you know? Feel the thunder, hear it roll. I'm coming for you. Heart of coal, you can't hide, you can't go. Oh, oh. The wind don't whisper, it screams your name. I'm the preacher, the choir, the judgment flame. Your sins are the roots, my fury the flood, and I'll find you. Oh, I'll find you in the sweat and the mud. I'm coming for you. Hear it then roll. I'm coming for you. You can't hide, you can't go.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kittens, welcome back to the darkest, ever so darkest side of the podcast. And thank you. Podcast, your home for rational crypto news and privacy. You like that, Bill? You like that? Podcast, your home for rational crypto news and privacy. Shit, if I change the word, I forget what I'm supposed to say. Podcast, your home for rational crypto news and objectivity, leaving emotion at the door. Talk what we like, why we like it, and where we see it going. We are not on financial advice. We are telling you what we do, and that is all. We don't slow down. We don't let up. Full speed is our only speed. I'm your host, Scott, pragmatic investor who has lost fortunes. I did pivot that one, Bell. Join me as always, the greatest producer of all time, the one, the only, the red-headed Bell. How are you doing tonight, Bell?
You know what? It's been a long day, Scott, but I'm a little tired, but how are you?
Oh, every day is a long damn day out here. Every day is, it's always one thing after another. And every time I think I've thrown enough dirt on that fire to put it up, another one erupts over here. And there's not dirt in my barrel anymore. It's just kerosene. I'm just throwing more kerosene on it. Let's say, oh, fuck it. Let's go out. One of those slow-mo.
Yeah. We know a few firefighters. They can help you fix that problem.
I don't want them to fix it. I just want them to film it. I want to do one of those slow-mo, turn around, walking to the camera with the explosions behind me, cool kind of moments. That's what I want. Then I can post it and say I won the internet. And yeah, this is what you get. This is what you get for trying to build apps. Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have to wait until spring to make that happen, but we do have a location.
I do have a location. Don't think I'm not thinking about that. Don't think. I mean, we'll multicam this thing. We'll get cell phones. We'll get the AKs. We'll get everything. Shoot it one time, and yeah, and then we'll see what we can do about editing and just put it together and say, this is Signia Cloud, baby. This is their centralized cloud, and just blow it up behind me and let me do that slow walk away from it with the big explosion. I'm all about that. I'm all about the showmanship, and you got to admit that would be pretty cool. If only we can make it blow up to the Signia logo. That if we could do that, that would be tip top.
Oh,
And with
yeah, we need a pyrotechnic crew for that.
yeah, well, you know what? We're one of the last teams standing that still has money, so there might be some there. I'll let our new operations manager go ahead and explore some of that. Speaking of which, we have a couple of personnel announcements to make. Melissa Wilson, if Melissa Wilson is out here in the audience, I don't even know what handle she goes by on here. Well,
Mischief.
Mischief. Okay. Mischief Mel, name is Melissa Wilson, has been kind enough to join our staff as executive assistant or assistant to the CTO. So everybody give a big old round of applause to Melissa. Welcome to the war. And
when did I get named the CTO?
CEO. What did I say? CEO or CTO?
You said CTO.
Okay. I'm at 60. I'm on hour 60 of a fast, so it's going to be a little sketchy tonight, guys. You just have to indulge us. And Mr. Jason Anderson, who's kindly accepted the role as operations manager for Signia Cloud Labs. And I know it seems acceptable right now what we're doing and how we're doing it, and the pace is good. Now multiply that times 4, because we have 4 apps that are coming out. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of the headaches that we're getting through Signia Cloud is going to be in Signia Talk. And I almost spilled it. It's going to be in app number 3 and app number 4. So I don't know how many hours you're working currently, but multiply that, because each one of these is unique. Each one of these is going to have unique problems, and we're going to try to put it all together. So once again, give it up for Jason Anderson, also known as Sofa Ninja. He's been doing dynamite work for us, so we made it. He took it, and here we are. Personally, I think it's kind of interesting, Bill, all the stuff that we've been talking about all these years, is that when you actually do maintain a cash position and you hire smartly, meaning the best person for the job, when you hire smartly, and not friends, family, any of that other stuff, but actually get good, talented people who see the vision and understand what you're trying to do, that you can grow a very, very smart, small team. So even though we have money, we're not going to piss it away as if we had unlimited funds. We don't. We're realists. We know how much we have. We know what our burn rate is, and we know what our runway is. And when you do that, you can start looking at each individual person on the team and start gauging ROI. What do I get for this? For the work that they're doing, what does that free me up to do that will generate revenue for the company? Because that's all me and Bell think about, is what will generate revenue for the company. And I know that's kind of taboo out here in the Web3 space, talking about revenue, but
having a plan to earn money.
yeah, I know, who'd have thunk it. So yeah, it's we're very excited where we are right now. We're very excited with the folks that we have helping us out, and it's just. I want to thank the entire Web3 space for giving us a 2-year head start on this. I do appreciate it, and we're gonna show them, which segues wonderfully. Bell, if there's any comments, real quick, get them before I switch over to big camera. So if you want to run through them real quick, go for it while I have a sip.
Well, Mel actually chiming in saying, okay, yeah, so excited to join the team. And I can just about hear that in her voice. And I mean, she was giddy when she was over at my place yesterday.
Well, I'm looking forward to the heartbreak when she says, what the fuck did I do with my life? What did I do? Yeah. Welcome, Melissa. Thank you. I was like, go ahead, Karen.
And G Torres, okay, congrats, Jason and Mischief.
Yep, good, folks. Once again, round of applause. Everybody else is shutting personnel. That button didn't go for some reason. Everybody else is laying off or abandoning or simply moving on, and we're actually expanding. Right time, right place. I'm just going to kind of leave it there. It might have been some foresight on our between me and Bell, but we kind of knew that this was happening. And it does segue wonderfully into what we're going to be talking about tonight. Now, I have 2 of these I have to do, guys. I'm recording them as videos. All right. I'm recording these as videos. I send them over to Jason via Sigia, and he does all the SEO and all that other good stuff, and we get them posted up there. But I think it's important if my teleprompter thing is actually working right now. Let me see it. Okay. Yeah, we're in good shape. So I'm recording these as videos. The message is crystal clear. It's what we've been talking about for years and years and years. And I just think that people need a little bit of a reality check. And I think that this is exactly that. It's a little bit of a reality check. So if you could, guys, going to be hitting the record in 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, builders, skeptics, true believers, welcome. Tonight's uncomfortable truth is very, very simple. Coinbase won. And if that bothers you, good, because it should. Crypto promised a revolution, a world without intermediaries, a financial system where trust was replaced by code, where anyone, anywhere, could participate safely and freely. Guys, we've had over a decade to deliver that. And what did most people actually experience? Confusing wallets, seed phrases, bridges, gas spikes, exploits, rugs, and my favorite, quote, sorry, the funds are gone, end quote. Now, crypto didn't fail because the technology was bad. It failed because execution took a backseat to ideology. While builders argued about purity, Coinbase built for people. They focused on the one thing the industry pretended it didn't need: trust. Not trustless as a slogan, actual trust earned by not blowing users up. Coinbase didn't obsess over decentralization theater. They obsessed over user experience, compliance, customer support, and reliability. And guess what? That's what normal people care about. Crypto had years to integrate real finance, tokenized assets, consumer-friendly apps, simple ways to save, trade, and move value. We talked endlessly about it. Bell and I talked endlessly about it. But when it came time to actually deliver, Coinbase did it off-chain, legally, cleanly, and they did it at scale. It's not just tokens over there anymore, guys. Of course it's crypto, but it's stocks, but it's payments, but it's perpetuals. One app. No bridges, no Discord tickets, no praying a smart contract doesn't break. And builders hate this part, but it's true. Most people don't want sovereignty if it comes with constant risk. They want tools that work. DeFi, our DeFi, mine, yours, all of us, turned into a casino dressed up as infrastructure. Yield replaced savings. Complexity replaced accessibility. And every hack, every rug, every oops, it eroded trust even further. Coinbase didn't win because they were innovative. They won because they were disciplined. They understood something crypto refused to accept. A system nobody trusts. Doesn't matter how decentralized it is. So here's the part nobody wants to hear. If you're a builder still chasing ideological purity while users get wrecked, you're already behind. If your app requires a walkthrough, a glossary, and a prayer You're not building the future. Crypto didn't lose to banks. It lost to execution. Coinbase didn't betray the revolution. They finished the part that crypto wouldn't. They made finance usable. They made it boring. But they made it safe enough for normal people. And that is why they won. The revolution isn't dead, but it's no longer led by protocols shouting trustless while users take all the risk. It's led by companies that understand one brutal thing. And this is the absolute truth. Ask around. People don't want freedom if it feels like danger. And when you're talking about somebody's money, they are paying attention to everything. Coinbase understood that. Crypto didn't. And the scoreboard's up. Coinbase won. Pure crypto idealism, 0. These are just my thoughts. I would love to hear yours. Comments are open. Thank you for watching. All right, that's the end of the video. What do you think, Belle? Was that sobering enough? Should I go ahead and carry on with this? Because you know I can talk about this all day. You know that I'm well aware of that. This is exactly in my wheelhouse. Should we discuss this a little bit, Belle? Would you like to do that?
I mean, nutshelling it, while everybody else was suffering from squirrel syndrome, Coinbase just, did what they wanted to, and they won.
Well, it seems to be, I don't know if that's just a crypto thing or just a youth thing, because you got to admit, most of the builders over here in this space, these are a lot of young guys, a lot of very, very young guys. And I don't think they didn't make it through .com. Most of them weren't even alive during the .com. So they have no idea what that was like. But everything that they needed to make this happen has already occurred. They just thought that they could do it differently. And distribution is everything. Distribution is everything. You have got to get the word out. You have got to put it into people's hands. You've got to go knocking door to door to door, because nobody pays attention to ads anymore. Nobody pays attention to any of that stuff. You have got to go grassroots with this. And we did start that way. It did begin that way. But as soon as there's an easy dollar to be made, there is a class of people that are going to show up to make that dollar. And crypto was absolutely rife with them. It was basically 95% of every team. You could pretty well rest assured that they're just out to blow you up, to get you to pay them to provide whatever service they happen to be providing. Because if you see any of these actual protocols that just got absolutely nuked and ruined people, I've never seen these guys saying, we're stepping up. All right, I mortgaged my house. We got some money. We're going to give it back to our users because this was my bad. You've never heard that. It simply does not happen out here. And everybody who simply chases hype cycles are feeding in to the very people who will pick up on it and build a product quickly to get in and say, yeah, we're also part of it. We are part of it. We've been there the whole time. AI, beautiful. Memes, beautiful. It just keeps going over and over and over with the same type of person and the same type of team, the same type of builder that is more than happy to take your money as they try to figure it out or try to figure themselves out. You should know before you even type the first line of code, you should know how we're going to distribute this. You should know how are we going to get it out. Community managers are not cutting it because I don't even see them showing up on crypto Twitter anymore. All of that is dead. It's all gone. So before you actually started, how are you going to distribute? You and I already know how we're going to distribute. Me and Jason are already out there doing it. We've already known this before we even started building this. So you say, that's great, but look who we're competing against. How are we going to set ourselves apart? Now, interestingly for us, the thing that set us apart, Bell, was the fact that we are using blockchain technology, that we is using these as our application layers. That's what separates us from the rest of the pack, is the fact that we're using blockchain. But we also made that decision almost 9 months ago that we're not going to, when we're pitching out to Web 2, all the conferences, all the road trips, all that other stuff, that we're not going to mention the word crypto. We're not going to mention the word crypto because of the stigma that carries with it. We said we're not going to get tied up in that. We're going to be using the words distributed. We're going to be using the words decentralized, but we're not going to be using the words crypto. Now, anybody in the space knows what we mean, but fortunately, Web 2 space doesn't know, because Web 3 never actually put out a concerted effort to go out there and fucking get them.
Okay, with all the conferences that you and I have done to this point, when we've talked about our app, how many people have asked us if it's built on blockchain?
I want to say 0.
2.
2? I don't even remember those 2, but I'm a little bit surprised that I thought that number's higher than I thought it would have been. So,
yeah, 2 people.
You know what? People want to sit down at the restaurant. They want to order a meal, get fed well, and they want to leave. They don't want to go visit the butcher first. They don't want to go see how the thing is prepared. They don't want to inspect the kitchen. You have the occasional jerk off that says, I want to see the kitchen. I want to check cleanliness and shit like that. But that's not the norm. That is the exception. And that's kind of crypto. So people don't care. And this is what Web3 never picked up on. They don't really care how the sausage is made. They just want the goddamn sausage. Coinbase realized that. They picked up on that. They've been playing the long game for a very, very, very long time. And the thing that people are going to have to wrap their heads around is, when it comes to money, it also comes down to trust. You have to trust the things that you're using. I can go down the line of hacks. I can go down the line of bad DEXs and FTX and 3AC. I can go up and down the line of those things. That is no problem. I can do that all day. But when you mention the word crypto, that's what people think about. So it really doesn't matter if your team is on the up and up. It really doesn't matter. What matters is the overarching stigma that gets applied if you are a Web3 or / crypto project. That's what matters. And even though everything out there, Twitter is just dour, it's all beat up. I mean, I've seen this over and over. We're coming to the end of the year. Everybody's screwed. I see all of these hangdog expressions, but people still not asking the questions. They're still not asking the correct questions. One, how did we get to this state? Which is, I think, the most critical question. How did we get here? Now, I can do diatribes on this. I could read War and Peace. I could write this out and do 1,000 pages on this. No problem. This is how we got here. But before you can even think about this, and this is kind of a Magmar thing, by the way, we're going to figure it out. Don't worry. You have to know how you got here before you can figure out how to get out of it. The quickest way to get out of a hole is to stop digging. That is the fastest way to get yourself out of there. And the only thing that I'm seeing from crypto, the teams, all the way across this stuff, is people digging deeper holes, because it's going to be different this time, because everything's going to change, because suddenly we're going to be seen as trustworthy. Suddenly we're going to be seen as a brand that you can trust with your money. And that is not going to happen as long as Coinbase is up there saying, yeah, we got you. We have guarantees. You have a problem with us? 1-800-COINBASE, whatever the hell the number is. I don't know what it is. I don't use Coinbase. But what I'm saying is that they have the brands. They have the trust. I guarantee you that they're paying off politicians that are going to make sure that legislation is going to come out that's going to be favorable to them. United States, there's no better, the absolute best government that money can buy exists right here in the United States. So they're going to make sure that legislation is passed that's favorable to them. So I think Web3 as a whole really has to ask themselves a serious question. Do we want to go to war with this? Because that's what you're doing. If not, all we see are shrinking TVLs. All we see are teams imploding. All we see are protocols sunsetting. Everything's shutting down. instead of actually asking the question, how do we get more users? What do we need to do to appeal to people? Nobody ever asked that question. I thought Kajira, even though, it turns out that was a complete fucking scam right from the get-go. But I thought they had some very, very innovative and revolutionary kind of ideas at the beginning. But their UI and their user experience sucked. Absolutely horrible. And they collapsed. Now, they collapsed due to a lot of different things. I'm not going to just sit there and pinpoint it. But for all the time that they were spending, all this time and effort and everything building this thing, and from the time they launched to the time they collapsed, all their user base did was diminish. But they never asked the question, why did our user base diminish? Why are people leaving this? Because it sucks. Because this is a terrible platform to use. Because it's confusing. Because you need to watch how-to videos before you even use a goddamn thing. That is crypto. That you have to learn something before you can even use it. You know what you have to learn for Coinbase? How to take a picture of your driver's license. Because, there is a KYC element to it. But I think we can all agree that what crypto started as in the very ethos of it, we've long since shed that skin. We are gone from that. It's all about token go up. It is no longer about ethos or crypto or new money or banking the bankless. I notice that those tweets don't show up anymore. It is about token go up, period. Because reasonable, rational people have fled this space a long time ago, Bell. They're not here anymore. This is an echo chamber that is now has nothing but negativity around it. Now, I'm not doing this to poo-poo on the entire space. I'm not. All right? I'm doing this to illustrate that maybe there's a different way. Now, we are a different way. You can't invest in us, but we are a different way. Actually utilizing the tech for what it should be. Presenting something to people using blockchain that don't know that they're using blockchain. This has always been the secret. But crypto in Web3 seems like we went out of our way to make this as meaningless as we possibly can, to make it as confusing as we possibly can, to make sure that there is a sweat on the brow risk every single time you sign that transaction, because you're not exactly sure what's gonna happen there. Because I'll tell you what, if you go and put your ATM card into your machine and you withdraw $200, and every time you hit that button, it may or may not come out, but I guarantee you your account will be deducted that $200. How many people are going to be running into ATMs? How many people are going to go up there? Every single time you do it, you take a risk of not getting the money but being charged for it. That's Web3. That's what we built. And instead of actually buckling down and looking at this and saying, how can we make this better? We simply didn't. We said, well, we're going to make this even more confusing. We're going to add ledgers, and you got to not only click the transaction, sign the transaction, then you got to approve the transaction, and just on and on. Okay, I could see you panting there, Belle. Go ahead.
Okay, so ledgers are great for people who want to have a little more security. Okay, I'm not knocking Ledger here, but why are there about 500 freaking wallets that if you're using one chain or another, you have to get behind? There aren't that many that communicate with different ecosystems.
I think you know why. That's why Cosmos was such a good idea. Because one wallet, one ring to rule them all, one wallet to rule them all. That's why it was such a good idea. But what kind of teams did we attract over here? And what kind of problems did they solve?
Yeah.
That is a very good question to ask. What kind of teams did we attract, and what kind of problems did they solve? That's what this is about. That's what this whole show is about. What problem did you solve? Because so far, aside from, it seems like the last 12 to 18 months of crypto have all been, how do we get all of our tokens over to other chains? How do we put them on Ethereum? How do we get them on Base? How do we get them on Solana? How do we do all that? Instead of fixing the house as it's burning, you said, fuck it, let's spread that fire as far as we possibly can. Let's focus on fuses instead of fixes. Oh my God, that is funny. That's funny. By the way, I'm going to give myself a round of applause. If you think about that one, new type, you'll understand what I meant about that. Anyway, I'm going to cue up a song. I got to calm down a little bit because this is directly in my wheelhouse, Bell, and I'm very passionate about this. So if you could, Bell, a couple comments or questions. I'm going to step away from the microphone to cue up another song. So if you could take it away, ma'am, please do.
All right, Siggy fan. Maybe wait until Scott has had a few more drinks before having him talk about apps number 3 and number 4 next time.
Yeah, I got a lot of
Siggy.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, Siggy fan. No. Beyond Siggy talk, if he tries to talk about anything else on the whiteboard, yeah, he's gonna get shushed, and if he keeps going, I'll shove a boot up his tail end.
Are you trying to censor me? Or is that what you're doing? You know that I have the 1A and the 2A to make sure that I have the 1A. You're aware of that. Are you trying to censor me? Is that what you're doing? Huh? You clamp down? You say Scott can't say this? Is that what you're saying? Go ahead. Go on record. Do it right now.
I'm saying my boot's going to go up your tail end if you talk about apps number 3 and 4.
Sure. Maybe I like that. Anyway, a couple more and then we'll play a song. We'll get back. Go ahead, Belle.
All right. Itali 5453. So AMP is dead. Laugh out loud.
AMP has been dead for years and years. I took a lot of heat from you guys, from your community, from all of these things. I was like the focal point of all of your rage. You made memes about me. You posted them all the way up there. You attacked any single tweet that I did up there. I mean, that's all I ever got from that community was negativity. And it's interesting because now we are actually launching an app. We're launching an app that we could have easily integrated the Flex Payrail, or the Flex SDK, but I couldn't get them to answer an email. I'm well on record about this. Bell's copied on everything. I'm well on record about this. So it seems like they are more interested in the illusion of building and partnerships and all that other good shit, as opposed to actually putting out a viable product. Because when you finally get people like us who could use it as a viable product, we can't even get someone to answer a goddamn email. What is it? We're not big enough? We need to be doing $25 million worth of volume a month before you will answer an email. Babe, if we're doing $25 million in revenue a month, we don't need you. We don't need you. So, yeah, they're having fun at your expense. They're having fun. They're traveling the globe. They're going to conferences. They're writing blogs and talking to reporters, not actual crypto people, because crypto people are going to rip their soul right out in front of them. Like the Lord Marshal. I'll take your soul. I'd be good at that. Chronicles of Riddick, if you didn't get that reference, and you should have got that reference. It's one of his best movies. But yeah, I'm not feeling the love over there, bro. I'm just not. You're going to do whatever Bitcoin does. You're going to go down with Bitcoin, but you won't go up with Bitcoin. So until you get incredible, meaningful volume, or at least get a very, very strong grassroots foundation of smaller apps like us that have a potential to grow into something really big, I haven't seen it for years. I was well on record on that. I took all of your hate, all of your rage, all of your other bullshit, but oh, look, I was right. Isn't that funny? And that was kind of, we mentioned that last night on the stream, because when you're finally proven right and you say, yep, I was right, and nobody's there to listen because everybody's gone. They're already out the door. Anyway, one more, Bell, go.
All right, Siggy fan. The live read makes a great argument that everyone in crypto needs to hear. I know they'll reject it, but at least they would hear it.
Yeah, and the part that bothers me is, and I know absolutely they'll reject it. They will absolutely reject it. I'm wrong. What the fuck do I know? And yeah. But the bear of it is, and this is the part that really bugs me more than anything else, is we were well on record. Look, as soon as these ETFs show up, which you guys were howling for, give us those ETFs, pump my Bitcoin. I said, you're inviting the real sharks in here. You might be a crypto shark, and that's great. You feel, you're the smartest kid in the Special Olympics. But when the real sharks show up here, this is going to burn to the ground. And you couldn't wait to get them in here. You were lobbying your congressman. You were doing all this stuff. Please come buy our Bitcoin. without ever asking the question, why would they do it? And when you get down to where the real sharks are, and that's Wall Street, they don't care about your ethos. This is what you wanted. You sold your ethos at that very moment, and you never stuck with it. All you were trying to say is, how do I get on this side of the hustle? Not how do we defeat them? How do we put out a better product and stick to what blockchain is supposed to be about? Banking the bankless and all that other bullshit that you guys spouted for years and years. Instead of actually doing that and doubling down on it, you said, we've got to get to this side of the hustle. And that's what you tried to do. And that's what you accomplished. So welcome. This is what you wanted. This is what you got. I hope you enjoy it. Anyway, we'll get to the rest of them, guys. I got one more little video I got to shoot in the middle of this, but I'm sorry if this seems dour. It needed to be said. All of this needed to be said. People need to hear it. Will they listen? No, they ain't going to care. But we're on record. And that's all that really, really matters to myself, to Bell, to the podcast, to Jason, to Mel, the Sigia team, is that we are on record and we laid it out for you. So there you go. Anyway, let's try something happier. How about a song? I like music. We're going to play you one right here. I'm going to flip my teleprompter. We'll be right back. We're going to get to all of your questions and concerns. We like to talk with our audience, not at our audience. And we'll be right back here on the podcast on the KPOD network.
A bottle broke at my feet last night. Shards of glass, they caught the light. Whiskey River, it runs so deep. A secret I swore I'd never keep. Oh, the Whiskey River calls my name, burns my throat, sets my soul aflame. Drown my sorrows, lose my shame, but it all comes back the same. My shadow dances on the wall, moves like a ghost in a lonely hall. Every step's a heavy chain. Freedom's a lie wrapped up in pain. Oh, the Whiskey River calls my name, burns my throat, sets my soul aflame. Drown my sorrows, lose my shame, but it all comes back the same. Midnight cries from a howling wind. It knows the places I have been. I sold my heart, I sold my youth for one more taste of bitter truth. Oh, the Whiskey River calls my name, burns my throat, sets my soul aflame. Drown my sorrows, lose my shame, but it all comes back the same.
And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and kids, welcome back to a very somber night here on the podcast. But these are truths that need to be said. I got another piece because I actually do have a solution. I'm a problem solver, Bill. This is what I do. I solve problems. But you are the show producer, so I'll leave it up to you. Would you like to get to some more questions, or do you want me to just rail through this?
Let me wrap up the comments quick, and then we'll let people chime in, and follow up with your next live read.
Yeah.
So, Robbie, regarding the first live read, spot on, Scott. This was not a rant. It's just the truth.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, man. And by the way, Robbie, I did. If that was you who sent me that file, I don't know who sent me that, but I do have a name. I do have an address, and if that was you, if you could confirm it with a thumbs up, then the little Sigia swag bag. I'm going to show it because I think it's really cool. The little Sigia swag bag is on the way to you, and there's some really cool stuff. I don't. If I take it out, I'll never get it back in there. But we got a T-shirt, a shot glass. The magnet. This is actually the corporate magnet, Bell. This is the Sigia Cloud Labs corporate magnet. Yeah, that'll be on its way to you. If you can confirm that was you, sir, I will go ahead and send it on its way. And we still got a few more of these to give away because we love to give away things here on the podcast. But I do appreciate it.
And if you go ahead and head to the post office, you can get Sigia fans off to him as well.
Man, I owe him so much stuff. I got like a whole box full of nuclear chicken stuff in there, and yeah, I'll get it taken care of.
And Robbie was giving a thumbs up, saying yes, it was me.
All right, because I only received one. I opened that up to anybody, and you were the only person who responded. So thank you, Robbie. Yeah, we got it taken care of. Belle, if you could please carry on.
All right, so Deep and Jackal, living alone at sea is not the freedom that you actually want.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's so many different ways I could address that. I'm not going to tonight. I'm in my this stuff. I only had a little bit, and you guys know that I can put this stuff away. But after 60 hours of fasting, man, I'll tell you what, if nothing else, it saves you money, not only on food, but on booze. Because if I was in my normal amount of cups, I wouldn't even be on the stage. You just see my boots sticking up here because I fell face forward. Yeah, it is what it is, man. If you believe in what you're doing, then it's worth the struggle. Myself, me and Belle, Mel, Jason, we all believe in what we're doing, so of course it's worth the struggle. And I don't think we'll be out here alone much any longer. Once we actually prove it out and say, yeah, this is a good way to make to actually, get blockchain out in the world. Hopefully these young developers will pick up on that and say, okay, well, it's proven out. Sure, let's go ahead and do that. But we don't know. Belle, go ahead.
All right, and Robbie again, you asked the question on how your product interfaces with the general public on the first interview with Patrick. You've been saying this type of thing for a very long time.
Yeah, but when you're alone shouting it, it's just like any nutcase on any single corner holding up the sign saying the end is near. There's no difference. You always ignore those people. Even if they really do know, you still ignore them. We all walk by ranting lunatics. And at that time, and even to today, Belle and I are still ranting lunatics. They don't look back until we've actually proven it out, until the end does get here. And guys, look around, because it's here. Because it's here. So we continue to ignore people who may or may not have a little bit of insight just because they are saying things that are uncomfortable to the rest of the world. We're fine with it. Look, man, our armor is so goddamn thick. There's nothing you can say on this chat or stream or email to me directly that's really going to ruffle my feathers much, man. We've been dealing with this shit for years. But yeah, man, you are correct. We did say that long time ago. We said distro, distro, distro. And yeah, apparently it didn't matter until it does. And when it does, it's too late. We had a little bit of foresight to that. So hope that answered the question. Belle, carry on.
Yeah, that was the last one. I am going to tag onto that. When I am being very, very, very straightforward and blunt with you, telling me that I need to learn to be polite is not exactly a great thing. If I am being overly polite to you, I cannot stand you.
Yes.
Mel can actually verify this. She has known me for about 14 and a half, 15 years.
Yeah, her harshness is love, and when she's being incredibly cordial, just buckle up, man, because you're kind of in the crosshairs at this moment. All right, give me 1 sec, Valerie. It's still expensive booze. I'm gonna drink it. All right, I don't care if it wrecks me. All right, this one's gonna be sketchy because it is a teleprompter read, and I'm a little bit in my cups right now. So let's find out if I have the capability to actually get through this. Jason, if it's unusable, bro, just tell me it's unusable, all right? You're ops now. So if it's not usable, just tell me and I'll record it tomorrow, re-record it tomorrow when I'm sober. But I want to see that I can get through this because, again, we are problem solvers. Me and Bell are problem solvers. We solved a problem. It's about to go live. Hopefully it's going to be on your phone, but it's about to go live. And that's what we do, is solve problems. And now I'm talking directly to the entirety of the Web3 crypto world because the fuse is lit. All right, it's already lit. It happened the very second that Armstrong got up there with the microphone and told you all the shit that Coinbase did. So you need to do something different. Let me preface this. You're not going to compete with them. It's too late to build your brand. They already have it. So you're going to have to do something different. And what I mean by that is what I'm about to say. So I'm hitting record in 3, 2, 1. All right. Now that we've said the quiet part out loud, let's talk about what comes next. Because here's the reality, folks. DeFi is at a crossroads. And no amount of cope, no new governance token, no clever rebrand mantra is going to change it. This space has a choice right now, today. Evolve into consumer apps or die as an experiment. And I hate to be that blunt, but sometimes it is binary. Decentralized finance didn't fail because it was decentralized. It failed because it was built for builders instead of people. We optimized for composability, permissionless purity, protocol first thinking, and we completely ignored the human on the other side of the screen. Normal people don't wake up wanting to interact with liquidity primitives. They want to save money. They want to send money. They want to invest money without feeling like they're defusing a bomb. Right now, DeFi feels like you need a wallet, a hardware wallet, a bridge, a gas strategy, a risk tolerance bordering on reckless optimism. That's not empowerment. That's exclusion. Let me say that again. That is exclusion. And let's be honest, most DeFi apps today are just casinos with better branding. Yield replaced savings. Leverage replaced investing. Complexity replaced trust. Now, if DeFi wants to survive, it has to stop pretending that users should adapt to protocols, because they won't. Protocols need to adapt to users, and that means abstraction. It means guardrails, defaults that protect people, interfaces that don't punish mistakes. Yes, that means giving up some purity. Yes, that means trade-offs. It's called business. But here's the hard truth. Purity without adoption is just ideology. The winners of the next phase won't be the most decentralized apps. They will be the most useful apps. The one where users don't know and don't need to know what chain they're on. Where keys are handled safely. Where mistakes don't mean total loss. Where the app feels boring, but boring in the best possible way. Crypto doesn't need more protocols. It needs products. Products people trust. Products people recommend to their parents. Products that don't require a disclaimer. Because if DeFi doesn't make that shift, someone else will keep doing it for them. Off-chain, centralized, compliant, and they'll do it at scale. And then we'll be right back here asking, how did we lose again? Now, I truly believe that this is the moment. Evolve into consumer apps or die as an idea that people stopped believing in. This is your moment. And if you can't pick up on that it's now, not 3 years from now, not this never reached future, but right now, if you can't pick up on this, then you are simply polishing the brass on the Titanic, and we all know how that worked out. Questions or comments, guys? They're below. I read each and every one of them, and I appreciate you listening. What do you think of that, Belle? Where did I miss? Where was I off? What didn't quite resonate with you?
I mean, you and I have talked about all of that for years.
Yes, but it's nice to actually get it out. Now, we're going to kick these out as videos. Hopefully, our ops manager, who's very, very clever with search engine optimization, maybe get a couple of views on these things. It's not about me. I don't want to be a star. I don't care about any of that stuff. But if we could up our user base a little bit so that you guys have more people to talk to as I sit up here and babble, because you know that most of what I do is simply babbling. It is the end of a long day. This is me decompressing from it, and all the things that I didn't say during the day, I tend to say on the streams. So the more, if it works, great. But I believe every word of it. Every single word I just said, I absolutely believe it. We have been, edging around this. We've been kind of picking at this all around the edges for years and years. But I think people need to hear it. I think it's time. I mean, it's well beyond time. As much as I appreciate you guys sitting on your hands doing absolutely nothing, building a better bridge or doing whatever the hell you guys were doing out there that has absolutely blown up anybody who had any modicum of trust in you. While I appreciate that, you did give us one hell of a head start on actually putting in application of blockchain technology. That's the thing that separates us from any of our competitors out there, and we can name our competitors. That's kind of the interesting part. We don't have to tear them down. And this is another thing that crypto never learned. You don't have to tear down your competitors. You just simply have to build something better than they did. We built something better than they are because they have no incentive to change. They won't have any kind of incentive to change until we start chipping into their margins. And when we start chipping into their margins, and they make an offer to buy us out so that we don't disrupt the status quo, well, that'll be live too. And we're going to be talking about all of that when that comes down. But you get, right now is the time. You have got to pivot. I know Adam, they came out big, bold, and publicly. By the way, they're on vacation now. I saw that Magmar post. Happy holidays. What is today? The 18th. Happy holidays, and we'll see you in the new year. You guys are just getting a jump start on doing nothing, aren't you? That you need an extra 2 weeks of doing nothing before you get down to the serious business of doing nothing. I hope you listen to this. I hope you actually.
Where can I find those hours?
Fuck, man, I don't know. I'm up at 3 goddamn a.m. because I'm communicating with teams that are all over the world. So I'm up at 3 a.m. every goddamn day doing this. I would love those hours. And I'm collecting zero salary, no money. I'm dead broke. So I love piling all that stuff up there while the leader of the entire Cosmos ecosystem is saying happy holidays on the goddamn 18th. What would you say you do here? I think that's a fair question. I love that movie, by the way, Office Space. What would you say you do here? Explain it. And if you can't explain what you do in 5 seconds, then you don't even know what the fuck you do here. I would love to actually get a little bit of accountability out of crypto, but that's another thing. That'll be tomorrow's show, getting accountability out of crypto. What a hopes and dreams and shit that show will be. It'd be funny.
By the way, Mel, Jason, Braden, any of you guys, no, you're not working on Christmas. You're not working on Christmas or Christmas Eve. The rest of the time, I would if you have something to do that you've been specifically told needs done. For the love of God, do it.
Finish it and then go ahead and take a break. We're not going to micromanage. I'll ask you, Belle, will you be working on Christmas?
Likely.
Yeah. Am I going to be working on Christmas?
Likely.
So, Mel, Jason, just saying, man. All right. If I send you a message, it's because we have to have this handled, man. It's not because I want to interrupt your holiday, man. It has nothing to do with that. But when you are living on the budget that, yes,
I am gonna try and interrupt those so you guys can have a Christmas off. But yeah,
all right, look,
no guarantee.
From 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., I assure you I won't bother you. But if I need to at 10:01, your phone's going to light up. Sorry, we have to have this handled. It's a business, you guys. I'm sure that you guys understand that. And the best part is that we're paying salary. We're not even paying overtime. That's great. That's. Oh, by the way, how to run a business is you find the right people who will suffer as you suffer. That's it. That's my version of business now. Find the people who will suffer as much as you're suffering. And there you go. All right. Anyway, Belle, do we have any questions, comments, concerns, or observations? Because I'll be damned if I'm not talked out.
All right. So new type. What boots is Scott wearing?
These boots have seen me through a couple of deployments. Now these are Belleville, and these are the Belleville Sabres. I spent the last 26 years of my life wearing combat boots, and that's pretty much all I can wear anymore. Now, the Navy does issue us some, but they suck. And anybody who's actually on their feet any length of time is going to tell you, yeah, go buy your own. They're approved. The government doesn't care if you upgrade your equipment as long as you're paying for it yourself. So, yeah, these are combat boots. These are the same type and style that I've been wearing effectively my entire life, and you just get used to them. So hope that answered the question. Belle, carry on.
Siggy fan, I love how this one has some great in-cheek words too. Binary for crypto, rolling on the floor laughing, and X for X with the tone just right.
Yeah, well, you got to do what you got to do, man. I want to make sure that I get my point across. So I do thank you for that, Mike. Go ahead and carry on, Bill.
All right, old man, you and I are disagreeing on this one. Old man, Scott is never wrong, honestly.
And no, you know what? Here you go. There you go. Thank you. I control the stream deck. Bell does not. And you are correct, old man. I am never wrong. All right? Never wrong. And I actually draw hard lines out there, Bell. I don't say, don't worry, this token's going to go up. You just got to wait. I don't do that. I don't do any of that bullshit. I want to know if this token's going to go up, what's the price going to be on March 14th? And I never get an answer on that. So, no, you can disagree, Bell. It just means that I'm also right about you disagreeing, that you're wrong and I'm right. There you go. Old man backs me up. I need this kind of validation in my life, Bell.
You're right about some things, but there are others that you're drastically wrong about.
No, I don't believe so.
Yeah.
All right, what's one thing that I'm drastically wrong about? Go ahead, I'll expose. Hey, come on, man. We talk with the family. We don't talk at them. What am I drastically wrong about? Let's have this out.
Oh God. I mean, I don't want to get into things that happened today that really got me.
Okay. Well, then go ahead and carry on, please.
All right, Siggy fan. I thought the live read was great. It's almost like he wasn't drinking. Seriously, well, it was great.
I appreciate that. I assure you, I'm going to have trouble getting off this stage. I assure you. Now, I happen to be an executive alcoholic. That means we don't fall down and piss ourselves. We don't do that. But as far as us making, rational decisions and things like that, no, that doesn't happen right now. But I appreciate it, man. Like I said, it's just experience. Experience is going to trump education. And in this case, drinking a lot regularly, and yeah, you learn to deal with it. Thank you. Thank you for the comment. Go ahead, Bill.
All right. So, Robbie, Scott, it's great when you educate. You are a pro. Keep it coming. Honestly, I learn a lot.
Yeah, but we would have been a lot more successful if we would have been a lot more successful here on the podcast and this channel in general if we would have just simply provided confirmation bias. And what I mean by that is just constantly telling you that every decision you made was the right decision. This is Carney Model 101. Yeah, I know you didn't break the plates this time, but you learned so much from breaking those plates that I bet you if you give me another $5 that you'll break them this time. That's simple confirmation bias, and we would have been excellent at it. But we would have also had to look ourselves in the mirror, and we were just not capable of doing that afterwards, making sure that the entire world got blown up. So, yeah, we couldn't do that, but I do appreciate that one, man. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, it's kind of funny you bring up carnies. Some of Mel's extended family are actually carnies.
Are they? There's so much I could do with that. What's the name, Mel? What's your cousin's name who is barking for the yak woman? Which which one is that? Have you ever met him? She's ugly as sin, but hell of a cook. You ever meet the yak woman? That's a Christmas vacation, man. Come on, it's holidays, man. It's
wow.
Yeah. What's the name? That's barking for the yak woman, or that is in charge of the mirror maze? Which one? Which one is that, Bill? That's great. We hire very, very specifically, and we don't look a lot at history, but I appreciate that, Mel. Go ahead, Bill.
All right. So, yeah, you're getting a lot of laughs out of the executive alcoholic. Deep and Jackal says, I'm an executive pot smoker.
I'm dabbling, not dabbling. I wouldn't know what you would call that. Yes, I indulge. Never during the day, only before I'm going to bed. I use it as a crutch so that I could sleep. That's all it is. But you know what I can't do anymore, man? I can't ride out the high and get to the good part. I just can't do that, where you just want to float and just coast and lean into it. When I do it, I'm asleep 15 minutes afterwards, man. I am just gone. So, yeah, it's another crutch, another nail in my very own coffin. But I also indulge. I appreciate it. I actually get mine from one of our associates who I'm not gonna spill that out for him because he did tell me that.
Don't.
Yeah. But I get it from that, so I trust my provider or my grower. So yeah, it works out. It's much better that way. And considering that, I think Trump just signed an executive order labeling marijuana now no longer a class 1 but actually a class 3. That just happened tonight. You can check that. Yeah, it's more socially acceptable now, so I don't feel so bad about it. Anyway, carry on, Belle.
All right, so new type. Scott and Belle, are you guys picking the Rams or Seahawks tonight?
Oof. That'd be a great game. I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm going to go with the Rams. Stafford, man, come on. He's having a career season. But boy, those Seahawks, man, are just no joke. I don't even know what they are right now. Are they 10-3, 11-3? I mean, they are just absolutely no joke. And what I'm really looking forward to is a tremendously good football game. Now, it sucks for me because I usually eat popcorn when I'm watching football, but I'm fasting. So I don't get to eat popcorn. So I actually have to pay full attention to the game. It's going to be a little rough. Where are you at on that, though, Belle? Rams or Seahawks?
I mean, they're both 11-3. I'm leaning a little more heavily to the Rams, but it's a tough call.
It is, and
it's a tough call.
This one is one of those toss-ups. I don't know what the spread is, but if it's more than 2.5 points, I would be shocked if it was more than 2.5 points. I'm more interested in Broncos Jags this weekend. Obviously, I'm a Broncos fan, but I'm more interested in that than I actually am in this game tonight. These are NFC. I have no real dog in this fight, but I do like good football games. Tonight's going to be a good football game. Thanks for asking that question, Belle. Carry on.
All right. So, new type. Okay. Over or under 45?
Fuck, man.
Sports betting hypothetical question.
And I'm going to say, if I was making a bet, I'm not making a bet on this one, man, because I have no butterflies in my stomach on this. But on this one, I would take the under. And I never take the under. I'm a very optimistic kind of guy. But I would actually take the under on this one. You got two good defenses, man, and I get strong offenses. But offenses might win a game, but defenses win championships. And I think you got two championship caliber defenses on this team. So I would take the under, and I'm going to call the final 21-13. All right, that's it's probably if it turns out that way, bow to me tomorrow night. But I'm going to call it 21-13 Rams, and I would take the under if I was a betting person. You do you, bro. I'll carry on.
All right, new type chiming in that the spread is 1.5. Brownsburg, on the other hand, my Colts almost beat the Seahawks with a grandpa at QB.
Yeah, but just experience is a really good thing to have. And if you want to talk about a quarterback that's got a lot of goddamn big game experience, you got Phillip Rivers here. All right. You do have a future Hall of Fame quarterback who personally, I think he came out of retirement just for the health insurance. He's got like 35 kids, grandkids. I mean, the guy is just, he's busy boy, but they almost did. Almost. And for what it's worth, they should have. It wasn't the Colts offense that failed him there. It was the Colts defense. So,
and that was with Phillip Rivers only practicing with the team for less than a week.
Experience matters, particularly in this league. He knows what pass to throw and which one not to throw. He knows when to check down. He knows when to lay down. He's got all that stuff. So I'm eager to see what they do next week. How about that? Anyway, carry on, Bill.
Yeah, I'm nervous. We don't have any more comments at the moment, but I can new type. I know you can see this, but I'm going up against Joe this week for fantasy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Bell knocked me out last week with Etienne and the freaking Trevor Lawrence, who dropped a 40 between those two of them. Man, they dropped 70 points on me. That is 70 points on me. There's no recovering from that. I actually went and picked up Joe Burrows because I said Burrows has just been playing lights out, and he gave me 5 fucking points. 5. He doesn't want to be with the Bengals anymore, but that's a whole. We'll save that for breaking balls. But yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you sticking around with us tonight. I appreciate you looking, Jason. I'll send you those videos probably tomorrow, bro. I ain't gonna do it tonight, but I'll go ahead and send those videos out to you. We're hashtagging Coinbase on these things now, man. We don't have to focus on one little dying ecosystem anymore, man. Let's go and start dipping our toes into the waters where people live. So that's what we're going to be doing with these. Anyways, I appreciate it, guys. We will be live tomorrow night. Hopefully we got some announcements for you. But Belle, if you could, take us out. Wonderful time, and we'll see you guys.
All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you who joined us tonight, we cannot say thank you guys enough. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys and the comments you send our way, the comments and questions you send our way. Now, with that being said, again, we are going to be live again tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. In between now and tomorrow night, if you guys have any other comments, questions, or concerns, definitely don't hesitate to reach out to either Scott or myself, Scott@thepodcast.com or Bella@thepodcast.com, and we'll get those answered for you. Again, we can't thank you enough, guys, and we'll see you tomorrow night.
SigeaCloud.io, SIGEACLOUD.io. Give it a try. Love your feedback. We'll see you guys.